Well, I was very, very proud of my mother. She loved learning. You know, she took sculpture and she took karate, and she was this, this old woman in the white suit with the belt with all these 6- and 7-year-old kids. So she was constantly, striving to better herself, and she was a wonderful teacher. In fact, she did teach over in Germany. She taught drama and English, and I think that was her natural way, with her kind words, and she was pretty patient when she would explain things. She gave so much back to the community, by blazing the trail for women and showing that women could be just as goal-oriented and powerful and community-minded as men could be. She had a fascinating life.
If you want to go back to history, one of the first women lawyer leaders is Josephine Howard Stafford. I met Mrs. Stafford, that's how I first knew her, as Mrs. Stafford, when I was in the 9th grade, and Julie came to the same junior high that I was attending. So I met her there, and she was the only mom out of all the people that I knew who was a working mom. And I thought that it was pretty neat that Julie's mom had a big responsible job as a lawyer and would go off to work wearing these nice suits, and it was just very impressive. As a lawyer, she's very detailed, very thorough. She knew how to write extremely well. She was very particular with how she put down the written word. She's also a very nice person. I don't think you'll find anybody that she ever dealt with that would say, I had a bad relationship with her, or I had a bad transaction with her, or a bad conversation with her. I just don't think you'll find anybody that says that. There was a time when she invited me to a dinner of the Athena Society, which is it's an all-female group of women who are people that are doers and givers to the community. And I think that was her effort to try to show me that, when I grew up, I should be doing the kind of things that these women were doing in the community. And I thought that was a good thing for her to do for me.
Oh, she was a good lawyer. She was a good lawyer. Josephine always had a heart for the underdog. She was very solicitous of people's feelings. She was a very human person. But I can remember talking to her a number of times about city issues, and she really identified with the city of Tampa. She was like it was her baby. She take good care of it, and everybody respected her. She was the sort of person that when you saw Joe coming on the street, you started to smile because you're going to enjoy your encounter. Joe represented everything that was best in the bar. She was conscientious. She was a good lawyer. She got along with people. She cared about people. She would tear up when she heard about somebody in real distress. She was a good, kind person, and she deserved to be recognized. She deserved to be remembered because she was a good example for all of us, women and men.
I think Miss Stafford was a Renaissance woman. She was the first woman judge in Hillsborough County. She was a poet. She was a gardener. She was a mother. She was a cook. She was very good at anything that she wanted to be good at. And she had a passion for construction law. That is something that she focused on, and she was very knowledgeable about. She was well-rounded, compassionate, and very detail-oriented, and very accomplished woman. Miss Stafford was like a mom to me.
My relationship with her was that she was really a mentor to me, not only as a young female attorney, but just as one of the younger attorneys in the office. She always had her red pen out. She'd be reading something, you just want her to read it for content, and was this the right answer? And she'd be, honey. She'd get out the red pen and she'd circle it. Look, you have a comma in the wrong place. And the one thing I think that struck me most about Josephine is that She had been a lawyer in a town, Tampa, where being a lawyer was really more of an exclusive men's club, and she was one of the first female lawyers to come to practice in Tampa. And what was interesting about her is that she succeeded in, even though she was one of the first female lawyers to practice law in Tampa, she succeeded with the men and was able to endear herself to them and earn their respect and their trust, and she could win anybody over and convince them that there was another way to do things or a better way to do things, or that maybe their position wasn't quite the way that they saw it. She just was really truly dedicated to the city of Tampa and doing what she could to help the city from a legal standpoint. I think to have an award named after her that's given to someone else who feels the same way about the city would have meant a tremendous amount to her.